got the glutes, I got the calves, I got the abs. I got the glutes, I got the calves, I got the abs. It's time to get lit, it's time to get fit. Let's meal prep and get it in, get it in. Transformation, freedom, and innermost heaven. Let's hit the gym and get fit, get fit. Well, hello. Listen, I had a little glitch, little technical difficulties, but we here. Give me a minute. I see one person. Let me get myself together. Good morning, Mother McKnight. Let me get myself together. Um, is that rain? Oh, let me get. I'm gonna got distracted here. Hold on. Give me a minute. I'm coming. Lord have mercy. So this what happened when you as they say, you think you're 20. Here I am, and you forget, it's a holiday. You decide you're gonna hang out, and then you get yourself together, and bam, here you are. Then computer technology is doing its own thing, and don't want to do like you needed to do. So here we are. This is Tina with Enriched by Tina, here to help you get your whole life together, mind, body, and soul. And we are doing it right here in real time. So listen, when you see little whoops ups and you be like, what the world? What's going on? This is what's going on. We have to remember that we are doing things in real time and real life. So many of you have been following me, been rocking with me these whole 21 days, and now we're past the 21 days. And so we are trusting and believing God to do some things. Our topic today is eyes on the goal, staying focused in faith. So listen, I don't know about you. We have been talking about mindset and what we've been focused on and everything that we've been doing, how we've been doing it, when we've been doing it. And listen, if you don't mind, share this broadcast. We know that some people might be sleeping in this morning because guess what? It's Memorial Day and sound like I hear the rain. And so if you like me when the rain going, baby, you don't want to move. And we know that this world is full of discouragement and distractions and all these things that take our focus off stuff. And so it's easy to lose focus, like really, really quick, like in real time. It's easy to lose focus. Yes, Mother McKnight. I said, you know what? If if only one person get up. Um, the thing is to be consistent, and that's one of the things our pastor talked about, that Lord give us the capacity to have consistence, and be consistent. And it's a discipline to be consistent. And so that's one of the things that I said, you know what? This body might be tired. I might, good morning, cuz, what's going on, Rick? But I've committed. Those of you say, yes, I will come. Don't stop. Don't quit. I have a lot of people say, girl, I catch you on the replay. So guess what? I have to be stay committed to what I said I would do. And the Lord had me get up at this time, because guess what? It is a sacrifice. It is a difference. So yes. So when you start thinking about what gets you discouraged, what gets you off focus, what gets you in a tizzy, as you hear the older generation say, what gets your panties in a wad? What gets you thinking like that gets you all off focus? In Hebrews 12:1 talks about this, and I'm gonna get it in just a second. I normally have it queued up, but like I said, this morning everything just kind of went left a little bit, but we're here, and we're not even gonna talk about it. But Hebrews 12:1 says this. No, not 12:1, 12:2. Well, 12:1 says, 12:2 says, looking unto Jesus, the author and the finisher of our faith, who for the joy was set him before, endured the cross, despairing the shame, and set it down at the right hand God of throne. That was the King James Version. Y'all know I like to give you the King James Version, and then um I like to give you another version. And the Passion Translation, I'm loving it. I am loving it. It's because it says, we look away from the natural realm and we focus our attention on expectations unto Jesus, who birthed faith within us, who leads us forward in faith protection. His example is this: because his heart was focused on the joy of knowing that you would be his, he endured the agony on the cross and conquered its humiliation, and now sits exalted at the right hand of God. So listen, he put his heart on it. He focused on the faith. And we know that now faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen. Sometimes we don't see stuff, but that doesn't mean that it's not working. It's not working in our favor. It's not working for us. So we have to remember that we have to keep our eyes on the prize, which is Jesus. Jesus is the prize. And so when you start focusing on, the strengths and not your weaknesses, on the promises that God had promised you, we have to begin to hold fast to our faith, even if it's just a mustard seed. Now, how many of you have at least the mustard seed of faith? Just put me in the chat that you got at least one. I'm telling you, it is you got to have it, because without it, I mean, without faith it's impossible to please God. And our job is to please him in every way. Why? Because he got on that cross for us. He didn't come down. He didn't say, you know what, she gonna do AB. He knew you was gonna do what you did 2 weeks ago. He already knew it from the foundation. But listen, he says, listen, if you don't, and listen, I know Rick, you got faith. You trust and believe God all the way. I mean, I remember when you retired and you was just trying to think, and then you said, listen, life for you was better than it was when you retired. So I'm like, you know what? This thing right here, called faith, I need to exercise it a little bit more, because if we want to stay um focused, if we want to get to the prize, it says press toward the mark of the prize of the high calling which is in Christ Jesus. If we stay in the press, God would do the rest. And so we have to remember that faith is what we need to make sure that we are enduring, that we need to endure this hardness, these things. Although this world, it seems like everything's a topsy turvy. I mean, every day something different, something being cut. This right here, y'all, we are in the last days, and if we don't stay focused, stay true to God's word, you will be uh, in a world of up and down, worrying. And I know prices is going up. I mean, everything is going up, but God is faithful, and we have to put our trust in that God has us. And so my point number one is Jesus is the starting point. Like anything that you're doing, anything that you're striving to do, you got to put Jesus in the forefront, because if you don't, baby, ask me how I know. When there was a time span, good morning, Shirley, how you doing? Good to see you. Y'all know I took my little break, well, at least I thought it was a break, but Jesus was still covering me. Although I wasn't doing the things that I needed to do, the things that I knew to do, he still was covering me, even when I decided to call myself take a break. When I decided that I was letting him, I was putting him on the back burner, because things and people in my life would have been easily slipping away. And when I think about how God strategically did this, I didn't think about it when it was happening. But as it started happening, the people that I was depending on the most, each year, he was taking one of them away. Why? Because he said, "Look, girl, there gonna come a time when none of these women gonna be here. None of them are gonna be here for you to pick up the phone to call." First, it started with my English teacher, Miss Freeman. She left. Then my pastor at the time, she was started. Good morning, Dr. LaJune. So good to see you this morning. Yes, it was. I have to stay in the press. So then he took Miss Freeman. Okay. Then my pastor at the time, Pastor Wilson, was starting to slip away. Going through memory and with Alzheimer's. So she started to not be a person. Then my mother-in-law passed away. Then my mama passed away, and baby, when she passed away, baby, it was like all bets were off, right? And then just recently, the last person that I talked to, um Pastor Barbara Battle, she passed. So it's like, okay, little girl, you got to know me for yourself. And when I tell you I had to go back to Jesus being the starting point, he is the guru. He's the one who initiates our faith, not our mamas, not our aunties, not our best friends, not our pastors, not our prayer partner, Jesus. And sometimes we have obstacles and things in our life that Jesus would take these things and remove them from your life. Why? To get to introduce you to your own, uh getting your faith muscle, getting your walk with God, because this is a personal. Although we go to church with other people, we do things with people, we love the camaraderie that we do with family and friends and things like that. But this is a personal walk, baby. There is nothing that nobody can do on here. Now, I know Mother McKnight, she can pray for me, she can prophesy to me till the cows come home. But if I don't believe what the Lord has revealed to her, and I don't believe getting that word for myself, it's never going to be cultivated, right? Never going to be cultivated. Why? Because I have not made Jesus my choice. Like, you do know that people go to church and Jesus may not be their choice. I just thought I'd say that. So we don't have to create anything about faith, we just have to fix our eyes on the one who gives it to us. And once we stay there, that Jesus is the beginning and the end, he's Alpha and Omega, baby, there's nothing that he won't do for us, right? So, number two, because I already said he's the starting point. My next point is Jesus is the finisher. Y'all know when y'all do the programs, y'all have different things, and they say, okay, in different shows and comedy shows, and even in preaching things, like when you start a revival off, you start off with, you get some that you got some heavy hitters all week, but then you want that best one, the one that's gonna sum it all up. You put the closer, the finisher, the one at the end of the revival, or in the comedy show, you have the last one that you say the best for last, because they the closer, they the finisher. That's what Jesus is. He is the perfecter, the one who strengthens us, he shapes us, he matures us in our faith. Yes, Jesus must be number one in our life. And guess what? Your girl had to learn that. I had to go through a process. You say, what? Yes, I served a great woman of God. This is as our circle pastor would say, story time. I served my pastor for 20 some years, right? Even after I no longer, was a member of the church, there were certain things I still did for her, right? Don't you know that when she was going through, I was going through. You bet. Come on here, Rick says she is the mother of the church now, and that is what an honor, because let me tell you, that means that now you can impart. Well, you still impart wisdom. You always impart wisdom. Now you are sitting you're right there as an example for young ladies, young men, of what to do. And guess what? We know what to tell people what not to do. But back to the story. I served her, and it's like as she was drifting away naturally, I start drifting away spiritual. Why? Because most of what I was doing, I was voluntold. Like, you just do what somebody say. I had a relationship with God, but it wasn't as deepened as it is now. And you say, huh? Because sometimes when you're with somebody and you go on some kind of things, sometimes you lose your way. And see, she was more of a disciplinary type pastor. I mean, she was on point. Like, first of all, we knew not to play, point blank, because you liable to get that backhand. Okay. It's like Miss Freeman used to say to me, I'm gonna treat you like your last name is Freeman. And that's how Pastor Wilson is like, I'm gonna treat you like your last name is Wilson. Cause if you don't do what I say, or do what follow what I'm going, it was repercussions. Like, somewhere along the way, we've lost the structure and the accountability. It's like now, oh, do what you want, whatever you like. And if you know me, I'm not the type of person that you kind of give that kind of leeway to. Sometimes you have to say to me, bam, because I'm that kid that's gonna push every button. It is until you say, "Now this is not what we're doing." If you don't say that, sometimes now, now, and I'm not saying. I'm just saying that that's how I am. And I guess for 20 some years, you have somebody say, "You can't do this, you can't do that," blah blah this. And I'm not saying that you need a dictator, because you don't. But I'm saying, but you do need some guidelines, that there's certain things you wouldn't say or do or even try. Like missing Bible study. Let me tell you something. Pastor Wilson, I love her dearly, because I think the discipline that I have now, and that I'm learning to appreciate, that I have it on my own, is I I don't know if y'all know Prophet Todd Hall. Prophet Todd Hall, he's a prophet, and he came around here, and honey, he can preach and prophesy to like nobody news. Baby, he was coming one night, it was Bible study night, and he was gonna be at Bishop Freddie Marshall's church over in Winston. It was about 5 of us that went. I'm the only one that called church. Now, if I'm gonna be out, one thing I'm gonna do is let you know I'm not gonna be there. I don't want you looking for me and you be like, because that's the accountability. That's the things that I was instilled in. So I called the service, told Pastor, told her I wasn't gonna be there. Cool. She was cool. Now remind you, it was 5 of us that went. Next Sunday, I showed up to be on duty. Another person showed up. I said, did I get my Sundays mixed up? She said, no, go talk to Pastor Wilson. I went in there and she said, no, you're not serving today. You thought it to not come to Bible study. So no, we're not doing that. And I'm looking at her like, 4 other people skipped Bible study too. And she was like, and that Sunday we were going to Wilmington. And y'all know I love Donna Lawrence. Well, maybe y'all might not know, but I am and so Donna Lawrence was gonna be the guest psalmist. So if I'm serving the pastor, I get to meet him, right? I met a lot of celebrities, serving Pastor Wilson. And Donna Lawrence was one of my favorites. I said, okay, well, let me go home and just change my clothes. She said, no, because we dressed out in the uniform when we served. Baby, not only did I was at church in that uniform and didn't serve, we went to Wilmington because we were going right after church. She would not let me go home and change my clothes. So she let me go to Wilmington in my uniform to serve. Nobody knew that I couldn't, that she had set me down. Baby, I learned. Skip Bible study if you want to go hear somebody else. That's something you don't do. If you got church and it's nothing that, if you're not out of town and pre-planned. So, baby, I learned early on that I need to make sure that I'm strengthening, get my faith, get the things that I know to do. Because if Jesus is the author and the finisher of our faith, he's the starting point and he's the finisher and he's the lover of your soul, you have to make sure that you stay firm and foundation. And so I learned, that's how I was like, okay, I don't play that. Pastor Wilson did not play that. So there are some disciplines that I learned. There are some things that I learned, and I had to get some of these concepts on my own, because when you follow and you serve and you go and you do, sometimes you forget who you are. And so that's some of the things that you have to know, that God is first in your life, not the pastor, not the who is the evangelist or whoever, because we do get caught up in personalities. But we got at the end of the day, she's already gotten her crown. She served him and done the things that she know to do. Guess what? I got to get my stuff. I got to get my crown. I couldn't go in on her curtail or anybody else's. We got to get this thing for ourselves. And so number 3, the focus fuels our endurance. When we keep our eyes on the prize, we have to keep Jesus in our heart. We have to keep him steadily in front of us, even when life starts lifing. And y'all, yesterday, life tried to get the best of me, because today is the anniversary of my Aunt Thea's death, which means the next week, next Monday, is going to be the anniversary of my mama's death. And so yesterday, I could not get out of the bed. I mean, it was everything, every emotion. And I was like, what is going on with me? Like, I went to bed the night before, everything was fine. And so when those anniversary dates come, your body, your emotions, and life is going to life. But I had to push through and make it to church, because guess what? Somebody's going to die every day. And you can't stay stuck. Although grief grabs you, it holds you, it puts you in a chokehold. You have to ask God to help you get through the tough times. Will you get over it? Absolutely not. But you will learn how to manage it and thrive through it. And you can lean into your emotions, but don't stay there. Because you're gonna have those moments where you're gonna be sad and you will miss the people, but you can stay there. So I had to keep my eyes on the prize. I had to push because life will get hard. And I always tell somebody, I said, you know, you it you'll have if we all have a capacity of what we can hold, what we can endure. What I can hold and endure may not be your level of endurance, but that doesn't mean it doesn't negate that you're weak or something. That just means that you handle things a little bit different. And I'm learning these emotions, baby, you got to keep them in check because you can get yourself sick fooling around with these emotions. So that's right, Rick, you got to stay focused. Yes, yes, yes. I'm telling you, if that didn't help me, that probably listening at that training, Mother McKnight, that she gave me, that discipline that she gave me, I probably will be somewhere really, really buck wild. Okay. Buck wild. Had I not had that discipline. And in the back of your mind, and then God will pull you. He will draw you back right when you get too far. It's like he only gonna let you get but so far. If you really mean to do right. Now, if you want to be wrong, he gonna leave you out there. He gonna turn you over. But I don't want him to say, "Depart from me. I never knew you." You better believe it. If you do not stand fast into this word, it will not it will send you in another direction and your destiny, you may never get there. So listen, I'll say this. Y'all know I leave with some life application. I want you to start blocking out all the noise because yes, I had to push through Dr. LeJune and lean in because first of all, I mean, He woke me up. So there was no reason for me to be sad. And I know if I would have stayed in that emotion, it would have been a downward spiral. And I had a wedding to perform that afternoon. And so I couldn't go to the wedding all sad, gloomed, and doomed, and trying to pull myself together. I would not have been able to do that had I not leaned in. And when I tell you what a word, when we got tell Jericho I'm coming. Yeah, because see, that was my wall yesterday that I needed to come down, the wall of emotion of grief yesterday. And she said, "Tell Jericho I'm coming, baby." And I'm telling you, and the power hit, I heard it was amazing from what I missed because I was in the house trying to get myself together. And the spirit pulled me right on in yesterday, and I was heavy. I mean, heavy as all get out. But by the end of the service, I was light. Okay. Yes, time, chances, and life happens. Yes, 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 Tammy Michelle. You have to you have to stay focused and you cannot get those distractions. And that's what I was going to tell you. One of the things in the life application that I'm leaving with you today is block out all the noise. Yes, calling for the spiritual blindness. Lean into what God is telling you. So block out, limit those distractions. Whether it's the news, because the news ain't doing nothing but gloom and discoom. Okay, and it ain't really giving us nothing positive. Every time somebody's dying, then they got all this stuff going on with the Diddy trial and all these other people they pulling in. Baby, Jesus is soon to come. That's what we need to be talking. We need to be getting ready. We ain't got time. We know eggs is high and prices and the tariffs and everything that you could think about is happening. So in the news, on your social media, anybody that's talking negative to you, set some intentional time for Christ Christ in your life. Add Jesus to your routine. Like for me, me getting up in the morning and getting up early, start my day and get my devotional and doing all these things, getting my exercise in. This me getting up early, me doing refocusing my morning routine. I have not called out or contemplated not going to work, because when I get up, I come here, bring this, inspirational to you. It's inspiring me. It's got my focus off. I'm refocusing how my morning going, and so I'm not sitting here saying, "Am I gonna retire today? Am I gonna call in today? I don't even really want to work." Like all these crazy things that go on in your head, because now my routine has been reestablished. So get you a routine. Invite Jesus in it. Figure out what he's gonna do, because he is the author. We already know he's the beginning and he's the end. And so if we keep our mind stayed on him, all these other distractions and things that gets us off focus will be obsolete. So listen, I want you to yes, you got to be refocused. And I don't believe that nobody, I think all pastors in some sort, I went on there, they talked about the same thing too. I was follow a couple pastors online. There's no mixed word. It may be a different subject, title, whatever, but it's the same message. And so I want you to take 30 seconds and then say, what's been taking me off focus from Jesus? Ask yourself that, because yes, it's something that we have to decide, and it's a daily thing to put him first. So I really want y'all to do this. What's been taking your focus? And I want you to put it in the chat. I'm gonna come back and put mine in the chat, and then y'all put y'all's in the chat. Like, put it in this message. Like, take 30 seconds right now and say, what's been taking my focus off Jesus? And I want to, whenever you tell me, I'm going to come back and write them down in my prayer time. I'm going to ask God to help you with that particular area so you can focus on Jesus. I'm going to put mine in there. So then I want y'all to pray for me, because you know what? We help us one to another. So I hope that this is something was said. If you don't mind, share the broadcast out with somebody. I went a little long today because I had too many stories. I gotta back them up a little bit. But plus I know we had a little time because yesterday was day 21, and I know most of us, be heading over to the sister circle. But I hope this was helpful to you. I hope that you make a decision to put him first. Start your day off with him and watch God move in your life. And then you can have this you can stay focused. You can keep his faith. You can keep his favor. You can have everything that God promised you when you put him first. And Matthew's, I think it's 6:33 say, seek ye first the kingdom of God. And all these things, I might be paraphrasing, and everything that you need will be added unto you if you put him first. All right. I'll see you tomorrow. Same time, same back channel. Love you.
Baby, now tell me exactly how you feel. I'm just trying to keep it real. Let me love you on the inside. Love you on the inside. Tell me exactly what you mean. You